Hey everyone! In Azeroth, to help offset the strain and tension of constant warfare, the leaders of the Horde and the Alliance occasionally organize full-blown festivities for their people, centered around holidays and special events. What better way to celebrate the year's victories and other achievements than in the company of a few thousands of your closest friends? This time around, it's time for the Midsummer Fire Festival, the first active holiday event in Classic TBC. This one was pushed by a few weeks this time around to not overlap with the launch of the game, but it's finally here, and it's here in full force. This time around, unlike in Classic WoW, there's a whole lot of content added to this event. You can obtain not only a bunch of cosmetic items, but also above 500 gold, epic gear on par with Badge of Justice gear, an experience buff, and even unobtainable items from the past. And today, we're gonna talk all about that. So without further ado, let's get into the video. To start with, let's talk about how you can get set up and started with the event and the things you can do every day to complete everything. First off, if you don't know where this takes place, you can find the Midsummer Fire Festival NPCs and quests in each one of the Alliance and Horde cities and even in Shattrath. There's a breadcrumb quest that you can grab from the racial commoners in each city that will lead you to this event, but you don't really need to do it. Once you get to the location of the festival, it can be overwhelming seeing all the quests and different objects to interact with, but we'll try to make it simple and go over everything. First, let's talk about the ribbon pole. You'll likely see a bunch of people just sitting there spinning around in this pole. You can do that by clicking on it, and this will give you a 10% experience buff up to an hour, depending on how long you stay spinning for. You can get this all the way from level 1, very useful for leveling, so this event is the perfect time to level an altar to. The first quest you could do is Incense of the Summer Scorchlings. This is also a breadcrumb quest, so very much optional, but it does reward one burning blossom, which is the main currency for this event, and you'll need a whole lot of these to buy certain items. So quickly do this quest to grab your first burning blossom and go back to the Midsummer Festival inside the city. You can now start doing dailies. There's two of them, torch tossing and torch catching. Torch tossing is probably the most fun of the two. For this, I highly suggest you put the unlit torches you receive on your action bar on an easily accessible keybind. You'll have to stand near the big blue bonfire and toss a torch at the brazier that's marked. The mark looks similar to Hunter's mark. You'll have to hit 8 marked braziers within the time limit. It takes a bit to get used to, but you'll quickly learn and hopefully enjoy it as much as I am every time I do this. This rewards 5 burning blossoms and 12 gold. Next, for torch tossing, I would say this one is a bit more tough. Here's how it works. You need to stay near the blue bonfire and press the unlit torch in your inventory. Then your character will quickly swing the torch far up in the sky, and you'll have to quickly move to where it's gonna land to catch it and toss it again. You'll have to do this 4 times in a row. The advice I can give you here is to look at the shadow of the torch. It will show the trajectory and the spot where the torch is gonna land, so just follow that. If you can, I suggest turning on your projected textures and shadow details to high in your graphic settings to make the shadows appear even more clearly. The other advice I can give you is to use any kind of movement speed increase. Hunter is perfect for this with Aspect of the Cheetah, and I guess if you see a hunter around, you could invite them and ask them to put on Aspect of the Pack. If you're a rogue, use Sprint and so on. And if you don't have any movement speed abilities, just buy a Swiftness potion. But none of this is necessary to be fair. It just makes it easier if you're really struggling with this. Anyways, this quest rewards 5 burning blossoms and also 12 gold. Those are both dailies you can do every day at the city, but there are a few more things about this event. How to summon Ahune, a boss in slave pens, for some amazing rewards, and how to make 500 gold by going around the world honoring or desecrating flames, and how to get an awesome crown of the Fire Festival. Let's start with that first, as it's quite simple. To obtain this crown and a whopping 100 blossoms in the process, you will have to steal flames from other cities. Your goal to steal the flames is to head to each one of the 4 cities of the opposite faction and click the flames in that city. This will put the flame in your bag, and then you can right-click it and accept the corresponding quest. Do this for all the opposite faction cities, and then head back to your capital or Shattrath and turn them to the festival lore master. You'll not only receive the crown of the Fire Festival for turning all 4 of these, but also a whopping 25 burning blossoms per quest, for a total of 100 blossoms. Hey, this is editing me, and actually I just tried this and it turns out that there's a bug. You can still turn in the 4 city flames, but the quest to receive the crown doesn't appear once you do that. This is clearly a bug and hopefully Blizzard will fix it before the end of this event. Now let's talk about honoring and desecrating the flames around Azeroth. While this event is active, you'll notice a festival bonfire outside each Horde or Alliance hub around the world, in both Azeroth and Outland. Your goal is to talk to the NPCs near the flames to honor them if they're from your faction, or click the flames directly to desecrate them if they're from the opposite faction. This will reward you 5 gold, 95 silver, and 5 blossoms per honoring quest, and 12 gold and 10 blossoms per desecrating quest, but you can only honor or desecrate each flame once per festival. Doing all of them will reward you around 500 gold in total. Super simple way to make some gold if you're new. In the description, you'll find a link to a comment from a user on Wowhead, which gives a TomTom command for each bonfire around the world. So what I suggest you do to get this done quickly is download TomTom, copy all the waypoint commands for each region, and make a macro to run each command at once. Not everything will fit in one macro, so you will need to make a few more. Then press the macro and you should now have all the waypoints on your map. Just go to each one of them to quickly and easily get this done. Thanks to this Wowhead user for those commands, and good luck to everyone. Let's now talk about Ahune. This is a boss that can be summoned every day in Slave Pens, added exclusively now with Classic TBC. This guy drops some serious loot that you'll definitely want to get your hands on. This loot is on par with Badge of Justice gear. So how do you summon Ahune and how do you go about killing him? First, you'll need to head to any festival hub and talk to the Earthen Ring Elder. This will offer you the quest Unusual Activity, which starts a small quest chain which first has you go to Zoram Strand in Ashen Vale, killing some mobs, then turning into a crab and spying on cultists, then finally returning to the Earthen Ring Elder. From there, you'll be able to grab the daily quest to summon Ahune. From there, grab 4 of your friends and head to Slave Pens. Either normal or heroic works, but the boss will drop more loot on heroic, namely the neck pieces, but you can only kill him once on this difficulty, of course. So how it works is if everyone in your group has this daily quest, you can summon Ahune 5 times in normal and then 1 more time in heroic. So what people usually do is they only recruit people who have done this quest chain. That way everyone can summon the boss and you can maximize the loot you get. So to summon Ahune, you'll have to clear some trash up to the first big room. From there, speak with the NPC and she will summon him. On the first phase of the fight, just stay away from Ahune and simply kill the mobs that he spawns in waves. If you get close to the boss at this stage, he will simply knock you away. But after 2 minutes or so of fighting adds, Ahune will then become vulnerable. At that point, Ahune will transform into a frozen core for about 30 seconds. Pop all your cooldowns and quickly get him down at this phase. If you take too long, Ahune will go back to phase 1 and you'll have to fight waves of mobs again for 2 minutes. His health will not regenerate, but it's just annoying to have to do this over again. So try to get him down in one transition if you can. But after you get him down, he will summon his chest and you'll be able to loot the awesome pieces of gear he offers. Again, you can summon him 5 times in normal if each person in your group has access to the daily, and 1 time in heroic. So do that if you want to maximize your chances of obtaining the piece of loot you're after. Before we move to the Spirit of Competition event, let's quickly talk about what you can buy with all the burning blossoms you'll obtain every day. This is the list of all the things you can buy. If you're not really after cosmetics that much and rather about performance, one important thing to buy here is the foods. Those do not act as food buffs, so you can actually stack them with your food buff. And they do work inside raids, at least when I tested inside Karazhan, so that's a good thing to spend your blossoms on. Then obviously there's cosmetics, the toys, the quote-unquote transmog set, and obviously the companion pet and the brazier of dancing flames. All of these are significantly more expensive than everything else on this vendor, so those are the only reason why you'd want to grind the dailies and collect all the flames around the world. Alright, moving on to the Spirit of Competition. This is an event exclusively available in Classic TBC, not even in retail. This was held in 2008 to commemorate the Olympic Summer Games. Blizzard decided to add it this time around in Classic TBC to commemorate the Summer Olympics in Tokyo, and it's the only battleground-based holiday in the game, so we're quite lucky to get to experience this exclusively in Classic TBC. To participate in this event, it's quite simple really. There's no quest or breadcrumb quest at all to pick. All you gotta do is queue for any battleground of your choosing. Once inside, you must participate and remain in the battleground for the full duration, and your reward will be mailed to you depending on your success in the battleground. So, whether you win or lose, the first battleground you'll complete will reward you with the competitor's tabard. You'll receive this by mail whether you win or lose the battleground. Now, the second reward, the Gold Medallion Pet, is only available if you win the battleground. But additionally, it's not just given to everyone, but rather rolled across all participants of the battleground. For this reason, you understand that to win this, you're better off trying to do Warsong Gulch, which is a 10-man BG, instead of something like Alterac Valley with its 40 players. But yeah, that's everything the Spirit of Competition event has to offer. This will last for as long as the Midsummer Fire Festival lasts, which should be 14 days, so around August 5th. Make sure to do some BGs to get these rewards, as this might be your only chance to obtain them. This event is probably not gonna be added back next year. And this is everything in the Midsummer Fire Festival and the Spirit of Competition holiday events. I love holiday events personally, and this time around we're really spoiled with everything available with these two events. I'm yet to complete every flame, but I'll definitely be doing that for that sweet 500 gold sitting there waiting. But what will you guys be doing? Are you gonna grab all the flames around the world? Will you kill Ahune with your friends every day? Or will you do the battlegrounds for those unique and exclusive rewards? Let us know in the comments, I'm curious to know. But with that, this marks the end of this video. I hope you found it interesting or entertaining. If you did, remember to give it a like and subscribe to the Classic WoW Curios channel for more content like this. As always, thank you all so much for watching this video, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye for now.